Hey golf people, on this episode I have a super secret golf ball to test. It's a new Titleist prototype. This is the Titleist Proto 348. It's basically the new version of the Pro V1x. Now guys, I only have one sleeve of these balls, so I was trying to think, well, how do you test 3 balls? What I decided to do is get a current model Pro V1x. So this is the current model versus the new generation. We'll put them to the test here for 3 holes of golf, and we'll see who comes out on top. Of course, I'll walk you through every shot I see out here, and we're gonna have a lot of fun one way or the other. So guys, big shout out to one of our subscribers, Mark, who let me use these golf balls that he got directly from Team Titleist, being part of the Team Titleist program. It's cool that Titleist does that. You actually get to test some of their prototype balls. He got 2 sleeves, one of these 348s as well as the 388s, which we will test on another episode of this, but that's basically the new version of the Pro V1. Mark's such a nice guy, he gave me both sleeves to test here out on the show, so thank you, Mark. All right guys, first hole here is gonna be a par 5. We'll lead off here with the 348 Proto. Let's do it. Well, I'll tell you, nice height, nice lift out of that ball. Had nice compression off the club face. It felt very nice. Now we're gonna go to the current model Pro V1x. Well, that one's in the middle as well. Guys, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the feel on both of those balls. I guess I'd very slightly prefer the new Proto ball in terms of feel, but I will update you as I go here because that was the first shot of the day. In terms of trajectory and height, I got a little bit more height onto the Proto, but I think I hit it just slightly more in the center as well. And I got some real good distance onto the current Pro V1x as well. In fact, these balls are within, boy, 8 yards of each other, maximum. This is the current model of the Pro V1, and this one I'd say is maybe 1 yard ahead of this one, just a little bit more center. All right guys, this is a long par 5, so I'm really just playing for position here. We also have the wind in our face. I'm gonna go with my Ping utility iron. This is the 3 iron with eye crossover. We'll just try to advance the ball here. Really nice height, really nice trajectory at that one. For a 3 iron, got up in the air very, very well. Penetrating ball flight. Let's go to the current model. Now, if you're wondering why the number 348, it's not that this was the 348th iteration of the ball. It stands for the amount of dimples that are on this golf ball. There are 348 dimples. It's literally as simple as that. Well guys, here's where we ended up with the prototype. The other ball is over this way, and going off my watch, that was 3 yards further. All right, so it got up in the air a little further, traveled a little further. Hey, that could be the difference in the strike. Pretty similar so far, a total of 4 yards difference between 2 shots here. Let's see what we have to the pin. I've got 160 on the button to the pin here with the Proto. Let's give it a shot. Into the wind, I'm gonna go 6 iron. Woo, it's a good looking shot. It's drawing in there. Great for distance. In fact, it may have rolled over. It was so long. I thought the wind would stop that ball a little bit. Penetrated the air pretty nice. Let's go hit the other one. All right, so 157 here with this shot. We're gonna go 7 iron. Came out a little lower. Also hit the green. I think, believe it or not, those two are gonna end in the pretty same spot, maybe on the back fringe. But boy, we're playing the hole pretty similarly with these 2 balls. The only thing different there was I hit a 7 iron instead of a 6, because all of a sudden the wind has calmed itself a little bit, and yeah, that 3 yards made a difference. But apart from that, boy, the feel off the club face, I don't think I could tell the difference right now. In terms of trajectory on the drive, the 348 Proto ball seemed to go a little higher, but on the second shot, the current model of the Pro V1x seemed to go a little bit higher. When we go to the par 3, I think that will pretty much tell the tale for us, and you'll see it on the shot tracer. But so far, pretty tough for me to tell the difference. All right, guys, here we are on the back of the green, and as you can see, like a team, there they are. Both of them had a little check and release. I would say the Proto checked up just a tad bit more, but it also, I got a little bit more club on it. So we'll have to test that one again as well. So far, again, performing very similarly. right, that's one par. That's two pars. Two of them in the bottom of the cup where we like it. That's how we like it. All right, guys, well, if I had to give you my first impression after just one hole, I would say this new 348 Proto has maybe just a little bit more spin to it. That's why it's not carrying quite as much. That's why it checked up just a little bit better around the green. But of course, we cannot judge a ball by one hole. We're heading to a par 3 here. We'll have an 8-iron in our hand, it looks like, by where that flagstick is. A good opportunity to judge trajectory, which again, you'll see from the shot tracer. I'll see with my eyeballs, and hopefully spin on the green when these things land. I'll just have to kind of tell you what I'm seeing. This time, I'm gonna go with the current model Pro V1x first. Okay guys, great trajectory there. Stopped, and we will see the pitch mark, but I would say it only just went up about a yard or so. Real good spin to it. Up next is the Proto. It was right at it. That one did go a little lower trajectory, got probably 13 feet here, but look, there's the pitch mark. This one actually came backwards. That is very unlike me in my game, I've got to say. I don't get checkup on an 8-iron like that very often. Here's our second one, which actually went long. I'm looking for the pitch mark, and I think it's right here. I think that's it right here. Here it is. And it rolled out. That rolled down about 7 feet, so about 2 yards of rollout. So negative rollout with the Proto 348 and about 7 feet there with the current Pro V1x. Let's see if we can make some putts, guys. And I don't know exactly who's away, but we'll hit the Proto here first. It's really, really close. I can't believe that putt broke that way. That's surprising. Whew. 2 pars again. All right, guys, well, we are 2 holes in, and current thoughts are still the same as that first hole. I think this new 348 Proto is getting a little bit more spin for me. In terms of trajectory, I've seen it both ways, like I said, so that one's hard to say definitively, and I will say, hey, it could be the difference in my strikes just not being in the exact same part of the club face. But hopefully that's still valid feedback for you guys, because again, someone who plays at our level, someone who doesn't drive the ball toward distances, do we actually see a difference from year to year with these ultra premium balls? I would say I am seeing just the very slightest of differences, but I don't think, and as my scorecard will tell you as well, I don't know if that would actually change the score from day to day. And I don't think I'm alone when I have the thought in my mind that maybe sometimes companies, sure, they have a research and development team and they're really in the pursuit of excellence, but sometimes they just roll things out to have something new. It's not necessarily an upgrade. Honestly, I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts. Leave me a comment down below on what you think of that. But yeah, I mean, is this an improvement? Well, I'm only 2 holes in, obviously, but I would say yes, but very, very slight. Now, one thing I'm very interested in, and I think a lot of you saw my video, which to me was eye-opening. I had no idea what I was gonna find, but I did a saltwater balance test of golf balls, and I bought a dozen Titleist Pro V1s right off the shelf. And I couldn't believe it, but at least 3 balls out of that dozen, or 25% of the balls, were out of balance. I'll leave that video down below, and you might think to yourself, well, what's the difference with an imbalanced golf ball? What does that mean? Well, I did another video testing those same imbalanced balls, and literally the putt broke differently on the green using a stimp meter, which rolled the same putt every time. So balance does play a role. So what I'll do is, after I play golf here, is I'm definitely going to do a balance test with these new Proto balls. And I think we'll cut one open just to see the differences of what's inside. All right, well, last hole for me here, guys. This is a par 4. It's pretty wide open, so we can really let the shaft out and see how these things fly. First up, we'll go with the current model Pro V1x. All right, nice drive there. Caught that one pretty well in the middle. Didn't get quite a ton of height, but it did have some really nice rollout with it. Oh yeah, that was considerably more height right there. Off the club face, blindfold me, I couldn't tell you which ball's which, but seeing him in the air, I definitely think there's just a little more spin out of this new Proto. Okay, well in this instance, definitely the Proto beat out the original, or the current model I should say. All right, with the current model Pro V1x, we've got 115. I'm gonna go pitching wedge. Okay, well we've got probably 15-20 feet, but we got to putt at it and it's about pin high. And we've got 108 with the Proto. Even though it's probably a gap wedge, I'm going to stick with the pitching wedge here just to get some kind of apples to apples. Got to get up a little, I think. Oh, it's up there. Well guys, actually quite a bit better result here with the Proto. I think we've got a really solid look at birdie here. Probably 9, I'd say 10 feet, maybe 9. Over here we've got more like 20. Let's see if one of these putts drops. That might be the difference for us today. I'm gonna tap this in and put a little pressure on the Proto. I pulled it. And I've got a longer second putt than with the other one. Woo! Well guys, that was 6 boring run-of-the-mill pars, or maybe not so boring. That one was a little exciting actually. So guys, what do you think? I don't see a whole lot of difference. If I saw these two balls on the shelf and there's a deal on the ones that are going off the shelf to replace the new ones, I'd probably pick up the deal, to be quite honest with you. But it's always fun to test and find out for sure. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you back here very soon on another edition of Let's Play Thru.